Silence was missing, and it was Third Lieutenant John Irving's job to hello. Welcome back to yet another day of pleasantries with Horror Vision 2020. Oh, we have another good one for you today. We have a lovely young woman who is in an intimate relationship with Cayman Brunswick. Hugs and kisses only. Thank you very much. She's out here doing grad school at USC, film and television. She's going to take Hollywood by storm. She probably already is doing it. She's going to be a female powerhouse in the industry. I can't wait to work with her and follow her journey. Today we talk with her about how she got introduced to horror, how she met Cayman, Motor City Nightmares, some great stories there. What she's been doing because of the lockdown, how they do film school, how she has to do her classes, how she has to shoot her shorts. You have to get really, really creative. It's very interesting. I am so happy to have met her and know her now. I cannot wait for you guys to follow along with us all. So tune in right now for a fantastic interview with the very lovely Nancy Boyd. Mwah!
Well, hello there, everybody. We want to welcome you to another Horror Vision 2020.
Yay!
With Nancy Boyd. Thank you so much for joining us, Nancy.
Of course, it's nice to talk to people outside of my home, you know.
Yeah. Well, I did get to see you for the first time, so that was
yes.
So you go to what school?
I go to the University of Southern California.
And what are you studying?
I am getting my Master's of Fine Arts in Film and Television Production.
She is going to be a director, and we're all going to be working for her. So I'm putting her under all this pressure. So, you know.
Star. Rising star. I'm excited to watch your journey and be part of it.
So I want to ask a couple things. So when you first met our family.
Yes.
Did you like horror?
No, I mean, I never really watched horror. I liked Halloween a lot, but I never watched horror, and I started dating Cayman, your son, in case you didn't know. And he was like, well, you gotta like watch like a little bit. And I was like, okay, we can try something. And so he showed me The Strangers, and it was like the night after that. And he told me that he was convinced that I was going to call him in the middle of the night and be like, someone's in my house. Like, you got to help me, like, talk to me. But I didn't, and I was fine. And so he's like, wait, that was fine for you? And I was like, yeah, it was just fun. It wasn't like I wasn't scared afterwards. And he's like, then let's go straight to The Exorcist next. It's like, all right. And that's what I love too. And I was like, no, this is fun. And so I ended up getting my horror education through him. And yeah, it's funny because I do more like lighthearted rom-com type of things, but I think I've seen a lot more horror than rom-coms.
It's our influence.
Yep.
Oh, so what movie did any horror movies that you've seen unsettle you?
Yeah, actually the one that really scared me first was Sinister. That one really scared me.
That is a very scary movie.
And then I know a lot of people don't think the Babadook is scary, but the Babadook freaked me right out. A lot of people are like, it's just psychological, but I think that the creature design in that is actually really scary.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
And it has to do with kids, so it's like scary. Yeah. What about The Ring?
Yes.
Gore Verbinski.
I was mostly scared of like the folklore around it, and by folklore I mean like kids in elementary school and middle school being like, The Ring is the scariest movie ever, you're gonna die. And so like growing up hearing that, I was like, well, it's the scariest movie ever, so I'm not gonna watch it. Until I guess within this year that I watched it, but I was like, I'm not gonna look at the videotape parts because that's
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. So out of all that horror movie education, do you have a favorite one?
Oh, I don't know if this counts. We're going to say it counts because it's like sci-fi space. But I really loved Alien. I can watch that forever and ever. So I love that one. Caitlin and I actually went and saw Alien like in theaters recently, and it was really fun. It was like remastered, and it was cool seeing it with like a big theater.
What theater did you see it at? Here in LA?
No, it was actually back in Michigan.
In Michigan.
I think it was at the Regal.
Did you guys watch Underwater? I think it's the Kristen Stewart Netflix movie or Amazon, one of the two.
No, actually, I haven't seen it. I heard it was pretty good though.
It's pretty much Alien underwater. It's not bad. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. My brother was like, yeah, it's pretty good. So I watched it when I was in Michigan. So if you like Alien, you might like that.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Unless you're not a fan of Twilight and Kristen Stewart, then I guess.
Oh, I am totally a fan.
I'm a fan of Twilight.
When I was in middle school, I had a shirt with Edward Cullen's face on it. It was great.
You mean Cedric?
Yes.
Cedric Diggory from Harry Potter? That's his
Came out
Harry Potter.
The new book is out.
What new book?
The new Twilight book, Midnight Sun.
There's another book?
I don't know if
boy.
Oh boy.
But yeah, because the whole thing was that Stephanie Meyer wrote Midnight Sun, which is just the first Twilight book, but in Edward's perspective. And this was like a long time ago. And then someone leaked a bunch of chapters online. And so she's like, I'm not releasing it ever. And then like within this month, she said that she was publishing it.
Good. People in quarantine need to read.
Right? Read literature.
Yep.
Yes, literature. So tell us a little bit about how you're interested in making movies, how you got started and why. I know it has to do a little bit with your parents, but just give us some.
Yeah, I actually started getting interested in 5th grade, I guess, was really where it started because my parents work at Madonna University in the broadcast and cinema arts program. My mom and dad are both professors, and they work in the TV studio there. And so I've been around it all the time. Like if a kid was, not kids, they're like college students, but my mom calls them all her kids. But if there was a student who was like skipping class or something, and they had to like film a TV show, they'd be like, Nancy, go get on camera. And I'm like 8 years old. I'm like, all right. So I had like a sort of background, like it was fun. And then in 5th grade, we held something called PA Fest Motown, and PA stands for Project Accessible Hollywood. And it was founded and run by Christopher Coppola. And the first year that we did it in Michigan, I was on a team for it. So the whole thing with PA Fest is that it was a week long, and you would make a 5-minute short with a group of people. And it was crazy and so much fun. And my best friend Megan and I did it with a group of people. We like created the story, and it was about like a neighborhood grandma, basically, like this old woman who like takes care of all the little kids in the neighborhood, and the ice cream man won't stop for the children, and so they want ice cream, and it's this whole thing. And so it's about the kids and the grandma planning on how to get the ice cream man to stop for them so they can have ice cream. And so I did exactly. So I would do that every year. Megan and I would do that, and it was so much fun. And then it wasn't about ice cream every year, but usually.
You love ice cream; it's our favorite.
Exactly.
And the story continues.
When it was time to pick like what major I wanted to do in college, I realized maybe I should go with what I did like for play as a kid, because I feel like that's the key to a happy life. If you can make your play your work,
Yeah,
pretty cool.
that's awesome.
There you go.
So you have a movie on Amazon already, and you're don't even have your finished degree yet. Amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came to fruition?
Yeah, so the movie is called Married on a Monday, and I made it with my capstone film class back when I was getting my bachelor's degree at Madonna University. So the whole class, what we do is every year we make a full-length feature. And my year, I was a co-writer and the director for the movie. And it's this fun rom-com about a musician who wants this beautiful dream wedding, but she doesn't have the money for it. So she kind of barters to get everything. She ends up working in horse stable so she can get a horse-drawn carriage. She works in a bakery so she can get the cake. And it's like a fun journey into how that spirals all out of control. And it was so much fun. We had a blast on it. And I think you can tell when you watch the movie how much fun it was. And we worked all together really well as a team, and we got it on Amazon Prime, and it's really fun.
And
What was the process? What's that, Tommy?
I brought cookies. That's
Yeah.
what I did.
There you
I
go.
brought cookies and my kids
Yeah, you brought a lot of talent for us. All of your kids were in it.
all the kids.
Was there a process for getting it on Amazon Prime? Did you guys reach out? Was there, what
Getting
was
it on Amazon Prime is actually easier than a lot of people think. And I think that everyone should try to do it, because you can even put shorts on Amazon Prime. So we had like all the specs that we needed to like get it on there. But the biggest thing that you have to do is you have to have captioning for it. So we use this captioner called Rev, and it's
Everyone uses them, I think.
yeah, it's one of the cheapest like captioning programs that I know, and it was fast too. And so we got that going. So we had captions ready. You have to fill out a lot of like information about everything and make sure that like your music is copyright free, things like that. And then you have to have like posters, kind of. You have to like make sure that your poster fits everything. That was honestly what took the most time, was like reformatting my poster in different formats for like mobile, and then the banners and online and things like that. And then you send it in, and it takes a little bit of time, but they review it, and then you're on Amazon Prime.
Great.
It takes like a little bit of work, but it's definitely doable. So if you have some content out there, it's cool to just say that your stuff is on Amazon Prime, and it's an easy way for people to watch it.
There you go.
That's cool.
Perfect.
So during this, what have you been doing during this COVID-19 thing?
I just finished up school last week, which was great. It was interesting moving from everything very hands-on at USC, and I was just getting ready to shoot 3 short films with me and my team, and then everything got shut down. Production was one of the first things that shut down. You couldn't go anywhere, and production is very hands-on each other's faces kind of thing. So not really COVID friendly. So what we did was we ended up doing like 1 minute to 2 minute shorts based on different prompts that we had, but we had to make them on our own in our apartments with whatever we had, which was kind of like going back to PawFest. Like I said, it was like we're in 5th grade just doing whatever again. And it was actually kind of awesome, because that's where we all learn. And something that USC keeps telling us is that restrictions build creativity. And I think that's totally true. I think that a lot of our shorts were definitely more outside of the box than we would have had if we were just doing what we planned the whole semester. So I finished that up. I made 3 shorts and then edited someone else's short, which is really fun. And then now I am prepping for next semester. Not sure if or how or to what capacity we're going to be able to make the shorts that we have planned, but we're planning ahead as if it is going to work out, and I'm trying to make a plan B in case I have to change it up.
Yeah. Have you guys heard any of the stuff about, well, I don't know if it applies to everything, but like face makeup? Like you have to put your own makeup and the makeup artist directs you.
Yeah.
Is one of the things being talked about.
Really?
For bigger movie sets, they're saying if it's like in LA or on location somewhere, they fly you there for 2 weeks where you're quarantined until you start shooting. Like those are a couple of things that pop into my head right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. We're gonna do whatever, because USC is very big on safety, and they like to do whatever is standard in the industry at the time. And so we don't know what we're going to be doing or what our rules are essentially until the industry comes out with them. And right now, I think that SAG actors can't work through June. It might be longer now. That was the last thing that I heard, which it's interesting hearing that the unions are the people that have like so much power right now in the agencies. Because if you can't have the talent to work, then you can't work. If the director can't work, then you can't work.
Yeah.
Which is good though, because they're keeping everyone safe. But we have been told, you know, you might be able to just have 1 or 2 people on set. They might have to be 6 feet apart. Definitely don't do anything intimate. Like there can be no like touching or kissing, things like that.
What if you have a scene? What if you have like a love scene or something, you know?
Rewrite.
Or a fighting scene.
Yeah, there was one girl in my class whose whole thing is just a love scene. Like the whole 5-minute short is just a love scene. And she's like, I'm probably going to have to do something different, which I think is fine because we have our whole lives to work on these other shorts. That may just be a time that we think, okay, what are the restrictions that I have right now and how can we play into it? Why is this person alone? Why can they not be within 6 feet of someone? Like, what is the reason here? And it doesn't have to be COVID. It can be, I mean, even in a lot of like Victorian movies, they're far apart.
Yeah.
You can't be close to each other and things. So
1940s America, where the man and the husband and wife slept in separate beds type thing.
Yeah. My grandparents slept in separate beds.
mhm.
I love you, honey. I love you.
Yeah, I love you.
Good night.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I have been hearing that people are going to be hiring a lot of people who can wear many hats now, because if you can only have 30 people on set, you're going to want to have people who can do more than one job.
Oh, that means that we're going to do great.
Yeah.
Because all of us know how to do it.
It's great for indie filmmakers too, because if you can only have like 30 people on set, they're like, great, that's
like more than I usually have, so we're good.
Yeah. But it's interesting, like they're even telling us things that I wouldn't even think about. They're like, don't have stunts, don't have kids, anything like that, because if you have kids, you have to have the parents on set, you have to have a studio teacher, and that adds people. If you have stunts, you have to have a stunt coordinator, and that adds more people. So it's interesting that it's not just like touching face closeness things. It's thinking about how you can minimize even the people on set.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So what are your plans after this? Are you, because I know you're planning your short, but what else are you doing over the summer?
I'm really planning to write a feature. I would love to do that. Because that was something that one of my professors said was, before you leave USC, you should have a really well-polished feature that you can make for under $100,000, because those are the ones that are going to get made. And if you have it and it's perfect and pristine, you will get someone to fund it like right out of the gate. Right out of the gate.
Yeah. So
you can write your dream feature, but that's probably not going to be made right away.
Which teacher was that?
Rebecca McKendry.
I like Rebecca. She's my horror queen.
She's incredible. So that's my goal right now, is to write a cheap feature. And we're already all thinking in that way anyways, because that's what we have to do, is minimal. So I'm hoping, I don't know, maybe 3 or less characters, 1 location. I'm just thinking within those lines and seeing what I can come up with. So that's why
I'm sure you're going to put something fun.
Rom-com.
It could be fun.
Rom-com.
It'd be fun to do like a dinner party. That's always fun.
Auntie has a little dark streak. Whether you think so or not, she looks so this innocent, but I don't know. She's
hanging out with you guys for a reason.
Yeah, like she doesn't get rattled, you know, and that's like strange because, you know, usually I rattle other women. She doesn't get rattled by me at all. But if you met her mom, you'd understand. Her mom's still.
Yeah, there are times where like someone has walked up to me after something horrible happens and they're like, why are you not crying right now? I'm like, because we have stuff to do. It's fine. They're like, okay.
So, Nancy, you should be a stunt woman. So we were at New York City Nightmares, and we were doing some stuff, and she slips on the floor because there's water. She bashed her head so it like echoed through the whole suite. She got up, tears streaming down her face. She goes, "I'm okay," and she's just like tears. And I'm like, she's like, "I'm okay." I'm like, "No, you're not." So we made her stay up all night.
Did you have a concussion?
She's tough as shit. She may be little, tiny, short, but she's tough.
Ready to go.
Falls like a feather.
So you have another career as a stunt woman.
There we go.
If
Ready
you know.
Perfect. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yes.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yes,
Yeah, that's good.
as we know. They
Yeah.
were home.
So
Now you're out here.
you've been
What?
playing a lot of video games, right? What are your favorite video games? Because we were talking like with Steve Wang, and he's telling us cool video game stuff. Because of course I like the horror ones, but I really like Ark because I like building and creating.
Yeah.
I like dinosaurs. So.
That's true. Dinosaurs are good. One of my favorite game experiences was a game that I never even played on my own. Because I'll watch Cayman play, and that's like good for me too. And so when he played Breath of the Wild, the Legend of Zelda game on Switch, it was amazing. It was
You would be over all. I remember you like, "Oh, I gotta watch." I'm like, "You just watch him?" She's like, "Yeah, I do."
It was awesome because I don't like being challenged in video games. I'm like, this is an escape. I don't want it to be
Likes to
hard.
crouch. She wants to crouch all the time.
And so he was like, "Do you want to play?" And I tried for a little bit, and I was like, "No, I just want it to be easy and effortless." So I was like, "Go over there." But it was beautiful, and it was a whole world. The world was huge, and it was so much fun. And it was actually when my application was being reviewed for USC, so I was like, I can't think about this right now. And I just watched Breath of the Wild, and it was amazing. But that was one of my favorites.
But didn't you just recently play? Was it Last of Us, or which one did you recently play?
I played BioShock recently.
Yeah, that game's fun.
Really fun. I played Silent Hill recently too. Came in,
Yeah,
was obsessed, and so he had me play it, and that was really fun. I really love The Sims. Sims is great. So that was a good one.
I've never played The Sims. I used to always love SimCity 3000 back on the computer. But that's many years ago.
You're aging us.
Yeah. I think that might have came out when there's still dial tone.
Yeah.
Log into AOL or whatever it was back then.
You might like it. It's a good quarantine activity. You can pretend that you're going outside.
Yeah, that's good. So, if you get hired to make a horror movie, what
Ooh.
kind of horror movie would you make? Of course, creatures, it has to be like, I love demons and things like that.
I don't know. I don't think I would want to make a slasher movie I would want to make a ghost story. That's what I would want to do.
That's good.
I was going to make a ghost story this coming semester. That was going to be my third project. It was going to be a sad romantic ghost story.
Of course.
A ghost story. That would be fun. I think actually that could be interesting if you could make like a scary romance. Why not?
What's your favorite ghost story? Like movie?
I really loved, I don't know if The Orphanage counts, but that
It's a ghost.
so sad and beautiful and well done.
Yeah.
I love The Orphanage. That was great.
Oh yeah. So what is the Devil's Backbone?
Oh, that's a great one too.
That's my favorite ghost story.
I don't know. Is this considered a ghost story? Have you ever seen Dragonfly with Richard Gere?
It is. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It's like because it's got a little ghost element, and his wife is dead, but he finds his daughter in that tribe. It was really good. I just remember really liking that. I'm like, that was a really powerful story.
Yeah, it is a ghost story. It's like a suspense mystery almost, you know.
Yeah.
Ghost stories are fun because I don't know. There's so many different facets of it and so many different like kinds of ghosts. Like, are they friendly? Are they not? Who are they friendly to? Why are they here? It's fun.
But a lot of people have different connections to it too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody sees things differently, and a lot of people have, their own ghost stories. I know we were talking with Steve Wang, and he had a whole bunch of like this alien stuff that he talks about because he he has a UFO Bros, where they do, and all those things just got declassified and everything. So.
Mhm.
Yep.
My mom is convinced that she can like sense ghosts, and I believe her because if anyone could, it would be my mom.
I
She
would.
has lots of ghost
I'm not arguing with your mom ever.
Yeah.
Especially because she's feeding you guys all the time.
She has a sea monster story too that she'll tell you sometime.
Like
Yeah.
a real sea monster?
A lake monster, but yes, a real.
That is like my all-time favorite because I love Creature in the Black Lagoon.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially like Nature Gone Amok.
Yep.
Love those are my favorite. So no,
Is it
so
a Michigan? Is it a Michigan monster?
it's from her lake, right? Was it from your lake?
It was either Carroll Lake, Madeline Lake, or it was in Wisconsin. Those were the ones that they like really went to before I was born. I was almost named after the lakes. I was almost Madeline Carroll after their two favorite fishing lakes.
I like
Well,
your
at least
parents.
you got your grandmother's names. That was more of an honor, I think.
My parents were like, maybe we should do this.
After the fishing holes we go to, right?
But it probably was one of those. It might have been Minocqua in Wisconsin. That's where they would like vacation all the time. That's where they went for their honeymoon. They planned their honeymoon around muskie season so they could muskie fish.
Yeah, I really like your parents already. Like I
They're
haven't met
great.
them, but
Oh my gosh, her parents are great. Her dad is a blast. I love them both.
we used to go muskie fishing every season, like up in the UP.
That's awesome.
Those
Yeah,
are
Western
scary
UP.
fish. Those are scary fish.
Hey,
Yeah.
they're just really, really big pike.
Yeah, pike are scary though. Those teeth. I like to model after those teeth, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm doing my monster, you know.
Like freshwater, they're like freshwater barracuda,
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorta.
exactly. They love the challenge, your parents. That's cool.
Barracuda.
So how many years of school do you have left? Just
2.5.
2.5. Awesome.
It's a 3-year program. I couldn't recommend it enough so far. Just a semester in. I'm loving it so much. And it was actually my second time applying for it. So if anyone's watching this and like wants to apply for USC, if you don't get in the first time, try again. Because I know a lot of people
try. Even if you don't succeed, keep going.
Yes, because you like applying for anything is a skill in itself, and I think it's going to help you applying for like festivals and grants and things like that. So even if you don't get in, it's helpful, I think.
It's good practice.
Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
awesome. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It's
I
fun.
want to circle back around in the next year or so for sure, or even the next few weeks, depending.
Yeah, we'll definitely be seeing you again.
Yeah, we'll be seeing you soon. But thanks so much. And if you have any website information or anything, you know, your photography or something, we'll put it down there.
Awesome.
Let us know what's your
Yeah,
Instagram.
I'll put the movie on Amazon too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's your Instagram?
Fancy Pantsy Nancy.
Fancy Pantsy Nancy?
Fancy Pantsy Nancy.
All right, so we'll get some people following you.
Yeah, Fancy Nancy.
Fun.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Nancy boy.
Of course.
All right. Bye. Later. Bye-bye, guys.